What's up, everybody? Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving break. There's some tasty new rumors of Atlanta United breaking the MLS transfer fee coming up. What's up, Five Shot fam? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us on the podcast. Today, joining me is Tanner McLeod. I'm AJ, and let's get right into the topics. We found out recently that Nashville SC is going to be our first preseason match on February 10th. Buzzing because it's a 4-hour drive away, super close. It's the makings of a new derby, new rivalry, much better than Orlando City. That's not even a rivalry in my opinion. So it's a good thing we start off super close, and then right after that is the CCC in Charleston, and so it's a very fun and close thing that we might as fans be able to get to. What do you think?
I like it. I think that it'd be brilliant, especially once they get to MLS, if it could have more of a Derby Day feel. How in Europe or Spain, England, they have lots of groups of away fans travel to other stadiums. It's hard here because our closest rival is Orlando, which isn't even a rivalry. But I think it'd be awesome if the away games you could have those allotments for away fans, to where when we play in Nashville, we could take 1,000, 2,000 people up there and have a rowdy away end, and they could bring some here depending on how big their fan base is. Absolutely. But it'd be awesome if there could be a rivalry there where you do have those away followings at each game, because when you have a solid away support, it makes the home support better because they're supporting their team and they're making noise, which then means we have to make more noise because we can't let them outsing us. Although we'd love to go over and take the home field advantage at their own place, which is why rivalries are so amazing. And I hope that it all comes out. It's a few years down the line. Hopefully the USL team could get it going a little bit. We could start a bit of a rivalry there, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's awesome, and it's only 4 hours, which is close.
And it's beautiful. And so, but Nashville SC with only a 10,000 seater stadium. The allotment for us for the February 10th game, it's still to be announced, and so we have no idea how many of us can actually go. But hopefully, we can get a little group going and be super loud. Or if they allot a bunch of people, then we can be super, super loud.
Is that their first game ever?
Yeah, I think it might be their first game ever. Oh. So, but we'll find out if they have other
buy as many tickets as possible so they understand what it's like to actually play against a team with fans.
Oh. They're a new team.
I want to see them do well. I really do. I mean, when you have a good rivalry where every game is going to be tough. Every game you're going into it knowing that tackles are going to be flying in, the players are giving it their all. That's what's fun, especially as a fan, because then it means when you get bragging rights, it means so much more because you've seen the suffering, and that's what builds it. And I want that because I want the league to continue to get more and more teams that are solid teams. Right. So I think it's brilliant. I mean, really, and it's only 4 hours away. I think it's fantastic. Right.
And so if it is a derby, because they're still a USL team. And they have whispers of becoming an MLS team maybe in a couple years if all goes well for them. If it were an actual derby, what do you guys think the derby name should be? Should it be the Fried Chicken Cup? Should it be the Crunk Ball Cup? Leave your comments below on what you think it should be named. What do you think?
I think Dirty South Derby is tight, but it doesn't really affect them because they're in Nashville and they listen to country music, it's not really the same. Definitely. But,
agreed.
Something, they'll find something original. Exactly. It'll be awesome. Leave it in marketing or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's for the banter anyway, so it's not a big deal. And moving on to the next topic, Atlanta United had to make their decisions on contract deadline day for MLS. We already found out, a week or two ago, who was gonna stay, who was gonna go. Larentowicz was already off of that list. He his status is to be determined. But for Larentowicz, the whole situation, we ran a poll on Twitter, which pretty was an emphatic. You guys wanted to keep him, and so his role in the team is super, super important, and for him to be able to transition from the defense into offense, like he connects, he's that glue, so he's an important piece that I feel like we should keep for the future, or for at least maybe one more year. What do you think?
I would agree with you. I think that he's a experienced veteran player who brings leadership, quality.
Yeah.
The way that United play, he fits seamlessly from dropping from midfield into a back three when we're in possession.
Right.
I think that he played a lot of minutes this year, and you can't expect him to have that same contribution next season.
Right.
But I think he'd be good to groom a young player like a Gosling to start bringing him into the first team and mentor him and to let him get some more minutes and have him maybe spell him in some home games or come on as a sub after the 65th, 70th minute. To get some minutes.
Yeah.
So you take care of him, because as we saw MLS, and especially next season with the World Cup, the back half of the season is going to be really compact. It's going to be 2 games a week for probably 6 to 8 weeks. You have to rotate your squad. You have to let players get breaks when they can, so you don't end up with injuries like Miggy's where you lose a guy to a hamstring. And right now, there's not a lot of depth in that midfield. There's not a lot of players there. And you can't just rely on a 30-year-old Carlos Carmona to be playing 90 minutes 34 times a season and not get hurt or not have a break at any point in time. So I think that's a part of the pitch we need to address, and I think that he's a great player, had a fantastic season, and I hope he comes back, and I hope he stays. If, maybe for 1 year, maybe 2, just to phase him out and phase Gosling in, I think he'd just be a great veteran leadership. And,
for sure. Yeah, his veteran presence alone, offers a lot that, even if it was a 2-year deal, maybe you could transition to like a coaching type of deal with us. That could be great, because he's got a lot of experience in MLS around the league. That's great. And so, speaking on that depth that we don't have there, the fact that, in our center mids, we pretty much only have Larentowicz if we sign him. We have Carmona, we have Gosling, Kratz maybe Gressel if he's not viewed as a winger mostly, or forward by Tata. But, with all the other teams having to announce their contract, options and declined options, was there anybody from around the league that you saw that, we might take a flyer on?
I don't know if there's really too many people. I think a lot of them that you saw, they're going to be older veteran players that, they're past it. You could say, your Ashley Cole, he's probably going to retire. Your Jermaine Jones, I would never touch him with the 10-foot pole.
Kyle Beckerman.
Yeah. There's a lot of keepers on that list. But we've kept Khan, so, if you have that, then I don't think they need to. That'd be if they had let Khan go, then maybe that was something they could look into to bring in a quality backup keeper of some sort. But if he's staying...
I think Atlanta United want to keep him, for sure.
I don't see that as... there's a couple forwards like a Montero.
Freddie Montero
historically scored goals for Seattle and Vancouver, but you have Joseph. He's not going to play with how MLS does salary cap. It makes it difficult.
Yeah, he might be too expensive, and is he going to sit on the bench? That type of thing too. It's with this rumor of Ezequiel Barco, from Argentina, plays for Independiente. The need for somebody like a Freddie Montero probably is not even in the cards.
Not even in the cards.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, moving on to the Ezequiel Barco rumor, there was a big transfer rumor that came out. TYS, an Argentine media source, basically said that Atlanta United is rumored to put in a $14 million transfer fee bid for this player who is a creative playmaker, looks really good from the videos that we saw. You want to explain how he seemed like to you? Yeah,
he's a very technical player. He's a dribbler. He definitely reminds me, a bit of like, don't take this too far, but like a Messi and a Ronaldo when it comes to his touches are very close together. He's not taking a long touch and then bombing forward. He controls the ball, lots of body swerves, trying to dribble around players. I think that some of the issues he is a very young player, so you have to realize that he's still
an 18-year-old.
But he holds onto the ball a little bit too long. Sometimes he makes things more complicated than they have to be, doing a trick or a skill here when a simple pass or simple dribble would do. But I'm very excited by him. He's a very flair type player.
Yep.
He seems to fit the system we want to play well. He's quick, and I think that he'd fit well in that front three that's already there.
Absolutely. And him being an Argentine, especially with Tata Martino, that just his pull towards Argentine players is just immense. So, it's that's really great. But, I think we have questions on his position, obviously. He's a number 10. Miguel Almiron is a number 10. He's our number 10.
He's the number 10.
He's the number 10, yeah. And so, there is a question on where he's going to play. Some have spoken that maybe he's, he maybe would stay at the number 10. Miguel Almiron drops into the number 8 center midfielder role, so he would have to be relied on to track back a little bit more. Or if Miguel Almiron moves to the wings, or if Barco moves to the wings, it's a big question, like how he actually fits into our system and with the existent incumbent players.
I'd put him on the wing personally. I don't like the idea of moving Almiron to the number 8.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd be too top heavy in your players because his natural instinct is to go forward.
Yeah.
And with how United play, especially if we don't resign a player like Larentowicz,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be very thin in midfield.
Yeah.
And that's not something you can do against top quality opponents because you're very, very open to the counter. Because you got to think the fullbacks are always going forward, and you have a back three in Carlos Carmona.
Right.
So that's very, very dangerous.
Right.
I like the idea of Miggy being farther up the pitch because his natural inclination is to attack. He's better on the ball, I think, than Barco. I think he sees the pass better than Barco does right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is 5 years older, so
Yeah.
that's going to be there.
Yeah.
I think he's a better player to control the game from the middle of the park, and
Right.
I'd rather Miggy be there because I don't want Barco losing the ball in the middle of the park, which he is susceptible to do with all of his dribbling.
Mm-hmm.
He's quick, so I like to see him out on the wing because
Mm-hmm.
Villalba is a natural striker, but we've made accommodations to put him on the wing because of how good he is.
Right.
I think Miggy has to. I think the two players that have to stay where they are is Miggy in the hole at number 10,
Yeah.
and then Joseph up top.
Yeah.
When it comes to the wings, you can mix and match them wherever you want to put them.
Yeah.
But
You
I
allow
think
them drift, yeah.
I think Barco would fit better on the wing with how United play. But give him some time under Tata, and I think he'll develop. That's the only way that they'd want to smash the transfer fee for
Right.
an 18-year-old by spending $14 million on him. They're not going to buy him just to not play him,
Right.
or they're not going to buy him if they don't have faith in that he can
Right.
develop into a top-notch talent.
Exactly. And, make no bones about it, this is a big statement of intent if this rumor is true. That means, Atlanta United is, they're, like, this player is sought after by a lot of teams, apparently. Like, you have big teams around in Europe, wanting to get this guy. And so if we get this guy, it's a coup. Whether how long we keep him, that's a whole different thing.
Well, I mean, in a perfect world, obviously you'd like to see him stay, but if he's as good as he is, if he comes and plays for 2 years and is fantastic,
Sure.
then not only are you
value
looking
just
to break the
skyrockets,
fee when Miguel eventually moves on.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get 20, 30 million for him. If
Right.
he's better than Miguel
Yeah.
and he's younger, you're going to see even more, and that's going
Right.
to completely change the game, which
For
is
sure.
why it's so exciting as an Atlanta United fan to see them going, you know what? This is the model everyone else has used. Put that to the side. This is how we could run a proper football club.
Right.
They're going to buy players who are good. They're going to invest. They're going to develop them and move them on. They know,
Right.
Darren Eales has said it, they know they're a selling club because everyone's a selling club unless you're a Real Madrid or a Barcelona.
Yeah. And even they
then,
sell.
they
Yeah.
sell now. So it's like, that's how it works. And
Yeah.
they are so clear on their intent from the get-go, and they know what their goals are, and they know what they want to do. It's exciting because you heard it from Carlos last week. They want to win.
Yep.
This shows they want to win. And I don't
Absolutely.
think he's going to be the only one. I think you're going to keep seeing them going out there and getting solid players at each position and doing
Right.
everything they can to build the best team possible.
Right.
Because it's not only just them. They can be good players. You have to have a good team around them.
Right.
That makes them even better. And I've said it, I'm so excited. I mean, just to
Yeah.
keep them, they back up their talk. And I think that's exciting to see as a fan when
Absolutely.
they say something and they go out and they prove it and show you they want to do it.
Sure.
So hopefully they tie this up. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, as with any rumor, you need to take it with a grain of salt. But this, if it has legs, whoo, oh baby, it's very, very tantalizing to imagine our forward line, and yeah.
Well, I think
Cool.
the thing is, to kind of move into our next topic is that,
Yeah.
players want to play for Tata.
For sure.
And I think that, as you
Exactly.
said a little while ago,
Yeah.
him being from Argentina,
Yeah.
it's amazing how we have a manager here in MLS that players want to come play for.
Exactly.
It's not like that with a lot of clubs. It's like, oh, it's MLS. You're like, they want to go play for El Tata. And I mean, you can say what that article that.
Yeah, no, and so, Miguel Almiron wrote in the Players Tribune, a little, like, very, like, thought-provoking and, just grasps at your heart type of piece where he describes, his kind of story coming from Paraguay to Atlanta United. And a big part of that is Tata Martino. And so, Tata even told Miguel Almiron, quote, in Spanish, quiero contar contigo, meaning I want to count on you. Meaning, when Tata wanted to come to Atlanta United, like one of the first people he called was Miguel Almiron, saying, I want to bring you with me, and I want to count on you to, be a cog in my team. Miguel Almiron saying, like he's gonna come because of Tata. I mean, it's all of this just feeds into us bringing in like just very, very talented players with potential. Lots of young guys to build around. It's it just speaks to and it speaks volumes about LA United and the team as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an amazing thing because we got to see some beautiful football this past season.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a club that really wants to be a proper football club.
Right.
And I think, there's a romanticism about it.
Yeah.
And when you read that article, you see how much it means to a player like Miggy for him to be the coach. And I think him as a coach be saying he wants to bring these players here. It shows you how committed he is to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Which, again, it's amazing as a fan to see a club being built in a way that it wants to set up for long-term success. It wants to set up where it brings players in and makes them feel at home.
Right.
And you've seen that Miggy is so quickly settled here, and it's amazing how he, at the beginning of the article, he says how he couldn't sleep that night because of how heartbroken he was that we lost.
Right.
And it's like for a player that's just moved to a new team to be that stressed out over losing a game, it's incredible how much passion they've developed for their club. And that goes to Tata. Tata told them, play for Atlanta.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even a thing over a year ago.
Right.
And I mean, they bought into it. And mind you, it was an unlucky result, but still,
the fact that we cheered no matter what, we lost, but the fact that, we clapped them off the field, Miggy said that he was confused. Like, it didn't make any sense to him. Like, he was like, why are they still, cheering us on? Like, it just doesn't, happen usually around other clubs in South America and stuff like that, especially, a first-year team and stuff like that. So, I think for us as a fan base and supporters, we need to keep that up.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just what
we can't have it because we can't become spoiled by success, and then when teams don't do well, we stop supporting them because players know that. I mean, you can see how much the love that they get, how it affects them.
Yeah.
And that's something that we, there's going to be tough times at some point. There is in every team.
Yeah.
But I think to see that players, they notice the fans are there, it means so much to them. So we always have to keep giving back. And the thing is with the contributions like that, it's not hard. When the club wants to set up in a way that we're going to be successful, it all goes together. And I think it's exciting as a fan to be in a situation like this.
Absolutely, for sure. And, we'll move on to Miggy's other story this past week. Over the Thanksgiving break, Atlanta United put out a little Thanksgiving feast video with Brad Guzan, LGP, and Joseph Martinez. And this little light piece, they're just rating with emojis. Will show this, like each little thing that they ate. Miguel Almiron is having the best time. It's like he's a kid in the candy store who's never tried the big lollipop. He's never tried the nerds before or something. Like he's just loving every single thing.
I mean, it's really good food. We're really good at doing Thanksgiving. I mean, who wouldn't be happy just having turkey, pie, green bean casserole? I mean, it's just so much just goodness.
Right.
And I mean, the little GIF that we made, it's fantastic.
It was hilarious because it was like whipped cream. Like it's like I guess he had.
I've been eating whipped cream out of the bowl since I was like 3. So I mean,
really funny. Yeah. Looks like they had a great time at Thanksgiving. Hope you guys did as well. that'll do it for us this week.
If you're new to the channel, please drop us a subscribe. We have all sorts of content coming out weekly. Get down in the comments, like the video, tell us what you thought.
And for Tanner, I'm AJ. We'll see you in the next video.